Greetings, my friends and faithful supporters. Maybe this is your first time here. Welcome. Cindy Erics here with Erics Environmental Consulting. I am located in Tallahassee, Florida, but I've done many, many jobs in different states in the country, mostly in the Southeast. Um, but I'm just kind of impromptu today because my sister just handed me this notebook. I need a notebook for some Bible college that I'm in for my classwork, and she happened to hand me this, and it just reminded me of just how sketchy the mold industry is. And this was I think I crossed it out and got rid of the very top so you can't see who it was. Oops, there's one place that you can. I'm going to cover it up. This fancy notebook, okay? This is a fancy notebook that was given to my sister by her mold remediator. I wrote a protocol for my sister last year. In fact, I'm sitting in the very space that had the worst mold damage from in the basement of her house in New Jersey that had leaked over time because of a failed sump pump and failed French drain system. So I had been cleaning up her basement for her after the new French drain system went in December of 2023. When I started looking closer and I found mold, I found some really bad mold. In fact, she ended up getting really sick for it. From it. She already had COPD, but she had spent a lot of time down here extracting water, and in the months prior to her worst illness. And then when the mold remediation started, the very first day, she went down for the count. She's been on oxygen ever since. She was in the hospital for a week because the remediator didn't follow my protocol. Because the remediator gives out a fancy book with all these fancy credentials. In fact, this remediator sells franchises in Florida, gives out all this fancy estimate, which actually went up a whole lot afterwards, like $3,500 on a $7,000 estimate. All the fancy paper, plastic covered paper with, oh, how good we are, and this is what we do, and here's our insurance, and we've been certified at IICRC, which that is nothing to brag about these days. I'm here to tell you, not at all, because I see a lot of workers, technicians that have had certifications and mold remediators that don't know what they're doing. This guy did not know what he was doing. It's page after page of, oh, look how good I am. Look how wonderful I am. Look at all my credentials. Look at this. Okay. Can I get straight up with you? When it came down to it, the guy didn't know what he was doing. I don't even think he looked at my protocol. I sent him many videos that will help him and his technicians to know exactly what needed to be done in this space. It's about 1,000, could be a 1,200 square foot. I've never measured it. Basement. And the heaviest mold damage was where I'm sitting right here. And this is about maybe a 14 or 16 by 10 area. And if anybody knows anything about mold, and it was in the system, air system too, like the furnaces down here. Okay. There were spores settled all throughout the basement. Well, he's been in the business for 20 years, and he didn't know that he needed to wipe this whole space down. And he didn't know how to properly contain it, which is why my sister, I believe, got so sick that very first day he started his work. And the ambulance was called. They revived her with oxygen. And then he left. The next day he came back. He started his work again. And she went down again. And that's where she stayed in the hospital for a week. And she's been on oxygen ever since. So I think she got pushed over the edge with the extra mold exposure. And I turned around and came back. And I and a friend of mine We cleaned with antimicrobial her house from head to toe above this basement area, and then when they said they were done, they never cleaned the rest of the basement by wiping it down and HEPA vacuuming. And there was cobwebs, dust, and debris everywhere where mold spores were settled in. And it was like, oh, we don't do that. I've been doing this for 20 years. So yeah, you've been leaving mold in people's homes for 20 years, giving them a false sense of security that you took care of their mold problem. You mold professional with your fancy book. So you need to be you need to watch out. You need somebody to look out for you, whatever state you're in, wherever you happen to be. There's only licensing in about 3 states right now. It doesn't really matter because I'm in a licensed state in Florida, and it's the wild, wild west out there. People are lining their pockets with people's hard-earned money for mold remediations that aren't being completed, and sometimes making it worse. If you watched any of my other videos where I call some people out, I don't name anybody, I don't want to get sued, but there's people taking money from people, not properly doing the job. And when you don't properly do a mold job, you can spread it throughout the entire building. And that's what we find. We sometimes find the problem far worse than it ever was when we were first there. If it was us that was there to assess it to begin with, because we're assessors only, we don't remediate. We follow behind the assessor. We follow behind the remediators to verify that they did a good job. And sometimes they do their own inspection and they do it for free. And then they test themselves for free to show you how good a job they did. And then we come occasionally, only occasionally, unfortunately, somebody will think, well, let me get my own independent person to check this out. And we come in and check it out, and the place isn't livable. They've made it far worse sometimes when we look at their original samples, which I don't even know if they're accurate. Honestly, I don't know what's true and what's a lie. You know what? I don't know anymore. But you know, we do consults all the time. We could do Zoom conference consults, telephone consults, and of course, Insight full mold assessments to take a look at your circumstance. Just beware because a lot of shysters out there, coming in with a very charismatic, believable. Oh, this guy pulled the wool over my eyes. Really pulled the wool over my eyes. I thought he was a good man. He came out to, he came out to give the estimate on Christmas Eve, really on a Sunday, Christmas Eve. I'm like, wow, he cares so much. No, he doesn't care enough to know how to do the job right. He thinks he knows everything. And if you think you know everything, I don't know everything. I learn something new every day, hopefully, Lord willing. Okay, so God bless you today, and I hope this information was helpful to you. And just be on the lookout, be diligent, look out for yourself. And if you need any help with it, you can, of course, call us, Eric's Environmental Consulting in Tallahassee, Florida, 850-556-8888. IndoorAirQualityMatters.com is our website. And you can feel free to reach out to the website if you have questions. We would love to hear from you. God bless you.